Julia Patrick here, and I was just teasing Cindy Hubiak. You really are one of my favorite guests because you're a very interesting person. You're a CPA, and you lead the Arizona CPA Association. We've had you now back for 3 years to talk about the Working Poor Tax Credit, which you just informed me has a new name. It's messing us all up. So Cindy, what's that new name?
You know, Julia, every time you've had me, this is the 3rd year, there have been changes. So I'm going to read the new name because it doesn't roll off my tongue either. And so now Arizona has credits for contributions to qualifying charitable organizations, aka the Working Poor Tax Credit and the Foster Care Tax Credit, which was new last year in 2013.
And it's really, an amazing and innovative thing that Arizona has done, because it's allowing our citizens who pay income tax to directly assign value or a contribution to a qualifying nonprofit, and then in turn they get a tax credit, correct? I mean, at the base, at the foundation, that's the concept, correct?
That is a concept, and what's not really easily understandable by a lot of the public, and one of our CPAs, Alan, reminded me of this. Greg is the one who reminded me of the new name. Alan said, be sure you share that a credit is much more valuable than a deduction. So many people will be able to deduct their charitable contributions on their federal return. If they are made to one of these qualifying organizations, then they get a credit. That's a dollar for dollar reduction in their Arizona tax. So it is much more valuable.
Right.
Now, I do like to remind people that not all organizations are on the list. So there are many organizations that people like to support who are not part of this charitable qualifying organization.
Right. And I think that's a very important thing to remind everyone of, because we have such a philanthropic community, and especially the readers of Front Doors News. They're really invested in that. But the reality is that their favorite nonprofit has to have met some criteria, and they have to be qualified. So it's not going to work for every single organization.
Correct. And I'm really big on budgeting for my charitable contributions. I want to make sure that I give every dollar that I can and stay within my budget. So I make sure I budget for this new qualifying charitable organization credit. I make a contribution to an organization for the foster care tax credit. Then I have other organizations in my budget who are not eligible for credits. I want to make sure they get money as well.
Right. And so this becomes really essential at this time of the year going forward, because we really only have until the end of the calendar year, correct?
Correct.
So that contribution has to be made. Most of these organizations will be able to take care of it online through a secured paywall.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And then you basically get documentation, you give to your CPA.
Correct.
And then that credit is then factored into the return.
Yeah, the CPA will take it on your tax return, deduct it for federal if somebody itemizes deductions. What's beautiful about the Arizona system now is you don't have to itemize deductions. So you can take these credits even if you don't do that on either return.
Wow.
So it's much more available to people than it has been in the past.
Wonderful. And you were saying off camera that this really is a unique thing to our country. I mean, it's something that other states are going to start to emulate, and it has really worked. It's been successful, and what a great way to get our citizens engaged in the philanthropic life.
It is, Julia, and organizations like Front Doors are sharing the news. It's complicated. The Department of Revenue has put together a very thorough website. They have a list of the qualifying organizations for both what we know as the Working Poor credit and the foster care credit. They also have FAQs. They talk about the limits. It depends on, do you file jointly, are you single, are you head of household? So the limits are there. Everybody can go to the website, find out their specific situation.
Great.
It's never too early to give. These organizations appreciate it.
I love it. Well, Cindy Hubiak, I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about next year, because I'm sure there will be some more changes. And this is exciting, and I'm really proud of our state for being a leader in this, because it is just so essential to our nonprofits. And again, thank you for coming in and really being the expert. You're not here speaking on behalf of any one organization.
No.
You're here representing the CPAs, of our state, and we're delighted to have you in.
Well, thank you. And our CPAs are ready to answer taxpayer questions, and we have a Find a CPA on our website. So if somebody doesn't have access, they can go to our website and get the assistance they're looking for.
I love it. All right. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.